Modern Warfare 2, it's been out for about a month now, give or take. Well, as of recording, it's been out a month. Um, it's it, it's fair to say that it's quite a good game. It's quite a good Call of Duty, and it's rare to really say that like in like the first month of a COD release. Because you look back over the past God knows how many years. Like look at Vanguard, that wasn't a good game. Personally, that wasn't a good game. Black Ops Cold War was broken. You can really actually Modern Warfare 2019 again. That was quite a good release. A lot of problems. It had quite a lot of problems as well, but actually do the same thing with Modern Warfare 2, but it has its fair share of problems, but not nowhere near as bad as some of the recent ones. But you know what? I think because of how good this game actually is, I don't think you can really. I think you can kind of overlook some of those issues. Well, I can personally, but yeah, I what I'm gonna do with this review, I'm gonna just kind of go over like all the stuff in the game. That's all like all the the campaign, multiplayer, Spec Ops, mate, Warzone as well. Like this review was meant to be out a hell of a lot earlier, but I got sick for I was sick for about like a week, for like a week or two, so I couldn't. So I wasn't really. Well, not. It's fair to say I wasn't necessarily in the mood to kind of record a review, but yeah, I'm here now, and honestly, by the time I got round to it, by the time I got better, like Warzone 2 was going to be out like in a few days, so yeah, I'm here now. But yeah, like let's get into it. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about is campaigns. Let's do that. And don't forget, if you do enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe as well, because why not? But yeah, let's get into the campaign. So, the campaign is quite. I think overall, I think it's all an okay campaign. To be honest, um, I think the overall like story is nothing necessarily new. That's nothing we haven't seen before. Obviously, I'm going to go into spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, just kind of I might put like depending. I don't know, just kind of skip a little bit. Um, I think the overall story is that some missiles going missing, and then you have to track down those missiles. But it's nothing really new. It's nothing we haven't seen before. But it's not a great overall story. But I think with everything else about the story, I think it um, kind of makes me overlook that quite glaring problem. And it is one thing I do want to say about this game overall is that you can tell they really gave a shit about what they were doing. You can tell they really cared about making a good game, and it's very obvious. And I cannot underestimate how much I value that from from game devs, and the fact that you can tell that they really cared about making a great game is just makes it so much better for me. And but yeah, that's like so like what should I say first? So my biggest problem with like the overall story, like all the plot points and everything, is that if you played, if you especially if you played the original Modern Warfare trilogy, you kind of know what's going to happen. You know what some characters are going to do. So again, obviously spoilers, but when you first see General Shepherd, you immediately know that, oh, he cannot be trusted. He's gonna do something. We can't trust him. To be something like that, it can be very predictable, the game. But so that's kind of my like biggest problem with the games. But I think from gameplay wise, I will say that it's like it's fucking amazing. I don't think there's a single mission that really didn't try something, not necessarily new, but the whole game overall wasn't that typical shooting gallery. It wasn't all just like that typical COD formula that you think of when you see like when you think of a Call of Duty campaign. So you get like, I think a lot of like the standout mission was what I can't remember what the mission is called, but it's it's the mission where you're on like the highway and you're jumping across a load of different cars, and like you're having to defend yourself, and you have to kill other people in other cars, and then jump over to their car because your car's always destroyed or whatever. That's quite a standout mission, even though that can be perceived as the typical COD's formula, but that's still quite like it was a lot of fun, that mission. And I don't think I've I think that was how do I word it. It's a lot of fun. It's like it's very chaotic, and I love how chaotic it is. And yeah, I just love it. Also, another one I think, what was it there? Obviously, all giddied up too, basically. Like that was getting quite a fun mission as well. I can't hate it. um, yeah, it was. And even the one we were in when you were kind of had to be a bit stealthy, so using guerrilla tactics and everything. Like that's quite a fun mission. I can't get that like mission names because the mission name doesn't. I don't remember them coming up on screen. Actually, they probably do. I just probably wasn't paying that much attention. But yeah, like okay, yeah. Um, Also, what I do want to say as well about the campaign is when I heard about when they were saying when I heard they were saying like they were in the promotion, they were saying about like some of the one of the new characters was one of their favorites, and like and I always hate hearing that. I always hate hearing that because I immediately think, oh, the Vanguards said the same thing. We don't have any iconic characters. Like that's something like that just comes to mind. I was like, oh, I can never like when they say that. It kind of feels a bit forced. It feels like, oh, we want you to love him as well. We really want you to love him as well. It's like, oh, I don't. And I was like thinking, oh, they're saying he's not. I'm not gonna like him as much as they want me to like him. But honestly, like he's actually, this is actually. I just noticed. Yeah, they do come up with the. Sorry, they do come up with the mission names. I just didn't pay. Didn't see them. But yeah, anyway, the new character, yeah, Vargas, Alejandro. I think it's Alejandro Vargas. He is such a good character. I love that character, man. It's such a weird thing. I never thought I would actually like him. I think like, oh, okay, he's gonna be one character that they're gonna they're gonna essentially force you to like, but it's actually such a likable character. He's so he just acted so well. I give him you gotta give props to, like the voice actor and, for the guy because cause he's such a good character. It's so it's one of those weird things you don't really say that often about characters. For me personally, where you could look at them and say like a brand new character you've never met before, you've never seen them in any other games in the series, and think, oh shit, I actually really fucking like this guy. I really like this character, like, and I really hope we see him in future games. To be honest, I think, and that's another thing we can say about this game overall. Like the characters are so good; they are acted so well. I gotta give like massive props to the voice actors because they really really did well, and that's like I don't think there's like one time in the whole game. I can't think of one time in the whole game where the voice actors kind of did a bad job. Like, because usually with like, a lot of games, you can like usually hear like one like at least like one or two times where like, oh okay, that's a bit not a bit dodgy, but yeah, that's not the point. Like, I think like everyone, even like from all the original characters, all the OG characters, like everything, like they are all just so likable. They're all like written so well, always all written so well, all acted so well, and it's just such a good thing to see that the characters are all all there as well. And they're all like all the voice actors are all there, like trying their best as well, which is pretty cool. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, like, you see, it's a rare thing. It's a very rare thing, but it's like a little detail that I kind of liked is dialogue options. Like it doesn't really change anything. Like it doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't change what. It doesn't really change anything in the game, to be honest. But it's more like a surface. Like it's more something you see at face value. But it's still a pretty cool thing to have in there. It's all like something cool to have. Like it kind of you kind of get a bit more context, like about other characters. Like it's pretty cool. It's just a pretty cool thing to have there. Like I can't hate it. um, yeah, I think that's probably all I've got to really say about the campaign. To be honest, I didn't really have anything on the top of my head that really I really feel like I probably should say something about. I think most other things I will speak about in like the multiplayer side of it. But yeah, I'll, yeah, that's probably all I've really got to say about it, to be honest. So yeah, let's go into the multiplayer. See what you got to talk about then. So yeah, the multiplayer is probably the time that I spent the most. Probably no, probably the thing that I spent the most amount of time in. Um, I think obviously playing Call of Duty for so long. I've been playing it since like God, you're looking at like the original Modern Warfare series. Like I remember like playing World of War when it was released, and yeah, like I think with the multiplayer, you can just kind of see what it's like. I think for the most part, I think it's fairly similar to well, not similar, but it's kind of what you would expect from a COD multiplayer. It's not necessarily always a bad thing, but you know, like it's a good thing. Like it's a market for Call of Duty. There's a reason why Call of Duty sells so well because the multiplayer is a lot of fun. It's like it is a hell of a lot of fun, and I think it's hard to replicate that the sort of formula that very well. I feel that's why you see so many Call of Duty games struggle with it. That's why you see so many not do so well. Because even Call of Duty struggles to do it sometimes. But you know, like I think that overall it's good multiplayer. Again, like it's a fun multiplayer. I think well, okay. I'm gonna sort of think about like maps. Like with maps, right? Like there's always those like hated ones. There's always ones that people love, and always I think overall people really hate. I think there's I forgot the name of the map. I've actually forgotten the name of the map. What? How have I forgotten the name of the map? But there's one in particular that people hate. I completely understand why. It's the border map. It's the map when you're on the border and on like this stretch of road where there's all the cars, like all the cars there. I understand why people hate it. I personally don't hate it. I think it's frustrating to play on because of the fact that the cars just explode. I think it's frustrating, but not. I don't think I hate it. Like I don't think I hate it as much as other people do. But the one thing I will say right now, like I don't think there's any. Personally, I don't think there's any maps that really stand out. Like that's really like, oh yeah, I really love this map, or that this map is iconic, or whatever. Like you don't really, I personally don't think you get like it has any of those maps personally. But again, they're not bad maps by any means. Like they're pretty good maps. Like they're pretty good maps for Call of Duty overall. Like they're not bad at all. But it's like, I personally don't think any of them are that iconic. I mean, like, I think they're all like original maps. Like there's none of them has been remade. Well, apart from the Shoes House that's been recently just added in from season 1. But that's it. There's one remake. That's it. Like, there's one remake. There's not anything else really. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't think every map needs to be iconic. I don't think you necessarily need like icon. Well, you don't always have to have iconic maps. I don't think, but like, I personally don't think that any of the maps here are that iconic. I think they're not bad maps for the most part. None of them really scream iconic, and none of them really scream like so bad I'm rage quitting. Personally for me, but that's just me. I think overall the game modes, there's two new game modes that I've noticed that I've played. That is Knockout and Prisoner Rescue. Again, they're quite fun game modes actually. Like, usually when COD tries something new with game modes, I usually think, oh, they're not necessarily that good. They don't kind of keep me invested, to be honest. But I think these two are actually. No, I'm actually like, oh, I want to play that again. I want to keep playing that. Like, I don't really get that with many Call of Duty games. No games. No, new modes. I don't really get that with a lot of the new modes, to be honest. But yeah, I think. But yeah, like with Knockout, it's I think the overall thing with knockouts is that you have to hold on. They're both one life game modes to start off with. With knockouts, it's I think you have to carry what they call a package. Like you have to kind of carry that for as long as you possibly can. And obviously it's either that or you wipe out the whole enemy squad. But that's what you do in Search and Destroy anyway. And and with prisoner rescue, that's quite. I think that's quite self-explanatory, to be honest. But like, yeah, like there's two prisoners on the map. One team's got to rescue them, weirdly enough, and the other team's got to stop that team from rescuing them. Yeah. I think overall it's a fun multiplayer. Again, it's a typical Call of Duty formula. I think for the most part. Oh yeah, I do want to speak about guns, and that's specifically how you unlock them. But fucking hell, this is it is something. It's definitely something. I don't know necessarily what to think about it, whether I like it or hate it. Because again, if you haven't noticed, basically the only way, like you unlock guns. The way you unlock guns is that you have to level up. Well, for most of the guns anyway, you have to level up this one gun to be able to unlock this other one, and then that one can unlock another one, and then another one, and then another one, or whatever. And then there's the attachments as well, where you have to level up this one gun to be able to use like this specific sight on a different gun, and then to make that gun better or whatever. And it's like I mean, it's something new. I see it's something different. It's not. I mean, I think with like with unlocking guns, I don't think I necessarily hate that part. That part I don't necessarily think I hate, but personally, I think that the attachment side bothers me. The fact that you have to unlock attachments in the for what if you want to use an attachment for one gun, you have to use another just to unlock it, and I think that's the part that kind of bothers me. Not necessarily the unlocking the way that you have to unlock guns, but no, that's just me. That's just what I think. I'm pretty sure everyone else hates it. I think it's like the worst thing to ever happen. Which is fair enough. It's fair enough, but personally, I don't hate it as much. I think the gunplay's really good. Like, I don't think that. I mean, apart from the battle rifles, I can't remember what they call it, to be honest, because they have some like really weird names. But I think there's only like one battle rifle that I don't like, and that's it. Like, I don't think I hate any of the guns. Again, all the guns like play fairly well, and there's always a reason to kind of go switch between them, to be honest. So, yeah. I think that's all I got really thinking. That's all I've got in mind that I really want to talk about. To be honest, it's not really anything I really want to say about multiplayer. So I think we're just gonna go on to the next part. I think we're going to talk about Spec Ops next. So yeah, let's go and talk about what's next. So I'll be completely honest. This is probably the part of the game that I spent the least amount of time in. To be honest, I didn't personally. I just didn't really feel like playing it. That's the thing. So I didn't really put a whole lot of time into this game mode. I played some of the missions. I played a few of them, and they are a lot of fun. Like, they are a lot of fun, and the thing is, I think the thing that stopped me from playing it as much as I probably should have is the fact that none of my mates have really wanted to play either. So that's kind of the thing that stopped me from doing it. Because like, it's definitely a game mode you want to play with mates. Like you don't really want to play this with random people. Like I am in this clip. Like this is 100% completely like with random people. But I think overall, like it's fun. It's definitely a hell of a lot of fun. Like it's definitely a game mode I definitely need to try out a lot more. Like from like this is like the first mission in Spec Ops. Like you get to pilot the gunship. And it's oh god, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. And but honestly, I don't really have a lot to say. I don't really have anything to really say about this. Like I don't. I think with Spec Ops from the original Modern Warfare series, I didn't put a lot of time into it either. So like, I think with Modern Warfare, I think to be honest, it's better than Modern Warfare 2019, where Modern Warfare 2019 was completely unplayable. I tried to play Modern Warfare 2019 Spec Ops, but I just couldn't because it was ridiculously hard. It was stupidly hard. It's like, and I think that's what I think that's. I think, honestly, I think that's probably part of it as well. Why I didn't really want to get into this because that put such a sour taste in my mouth for from how how difficult it was. Like it was how difficult Spec Ops was in 2019. I think that's really. I think personally, I think that's part of the reason why I was put off from playing playing Spec Ops, especially with random people. But because I don't, from what I've played, I don't think it's nowhere near as hard, and I think it can be fun. It can be a lot of fun, but I think it's definitely something I need to put a lot more time into, and I probably will put more time into when if I can convince my mates to play it as well. But honestly, I don't really have a lot to say about it. Like again, you can kind of tell again straight away that they really gave a shit about what they were doing. They really cared about what they were making. So I'll give them credit for that. So yeah. Honestly, I don't really have anything else to say about it. So let's just go on to Warzone. The reason why this this review has taken so long. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, Warzone 2. I think I will be completely honest right now. I'm not a big fan of battle royale games, so I don't. It's so whether this is like a really good battle royale or not. I'm probably not the best person to ask. And to be honest, like for the most part, when I'm playing this, I'm just messing around. Like I'm not really taking it seriously. I'm not trying to win. Like I'm just messing around, having a bit of fun. That's just that's just who I am. That's just what I try and do. But hey, what do you know? What do I know? But honestly, it's I personally find Warzone quite fun. But obviously, when Warzone One was still a thing, um, me and a couple of my mates used to play it quite a lot. We always used to go on to, um, we always used to play it quite a bit actually, and we used to play Plunder. I think Plunder and Rebirth. That's the one. We used to play Plunder and Rebirth quite a lot. So that's sort of like my whole thing with battle royales. Really, apart from the very rare case that I played Fortnite or Apex, but I never really cared for battle royales. To be honest, that wasn't really my go-to thing. So again, it's not really my thing. So I don't really know the map that well. Like I could, I but I think if Plunder was in Warzone 2, I think I'll definitely put a lot more time into it. I think I probably will put a lot more time into it because there's since they have proximity chat in it, that looks like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go try that out at some point because that'd be definitely loads of fun to do. But honestly, I don't really think I have much else to really say about it. To be honest, it's to me, it's pretty standard battle royale. So yeah, I'm going to talk about one more thing. Obviously, that being DMZ. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, with DMZ, I didn't put much time into it. I put a bit more time into it than I did with the battle royale, but I didn't put much more time into it. But yeah, it is quite a fun game mode. Honestly, I thought I probably wouldn't like it. To be honest, to be completely honest, I genuinely thought I wouldn't like it, but I somehow do. It's actually quite a lot of fun to play, and obviously you got like a load of enemy teams, like a load of like players as well. But it is main it a lot from what I can tell. It's mainly focused on like it's on AI as well because you got a lot of AI enemies in this as well. So it's like PvPvE, if that's the right words. I think that's like the right word. I hope. But it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely something again I will put a fucking lot more time into. Like it's like um like you also got like a load of stuff. As you can see, there's a load of stuff you can like carry. It's all got like values to it, like which is pretty good. Like which you can also sell for money at the buy stations, or you could bring with you. And yeah, which you can. Well, what am I saying? You can bring with you out, and then you can kind of get like insure a gun so you can keep it essentially. But yeah, I think because I haven't played much, I haven't experienced everything in this game mode. So I think that's like the one thing like I can't really say too much like fully what it is, like what's happening. If that makes sense. But I think overall, again, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think definitely a game mode that I need to put a lot more time in. It is in a beta though, so you do get some really, really goofy glitches. Like it does, like and the performance of it can be really bad sometimes. There was one time where me and my mate were playing it, and it was God, like it was lagging like crazy. Like the frame rate was god awful. Like it was bad. It was quite bad. But I think like the only reason they get away with it is because it's technically in the beta. But that's it. It's not for me. It's not really a whole lot to say because I don't have a lot to say because I haven't played it much. I haven't really played a whole lot of DMZ. I think speaking of weird glitches, there's one. I was just like looking at it like, what the fuck? What the hell's happening here? But yeah, this review is getting like very long, so I'm probably not going to say too much because I don't know too much about what's happening, about about what this game mode really is. There's obviously like there's a load of things around the map that you can do. There's like objectives, there's strongholds that you can secure that gets like a load of like AI on you, and there's obviously all these things around the map. There's like hazardous zones or whatever. That's part of well something you have to do. Obviously, there's vehicles, as it just reminded me. There's vehicles all around the map that you can just get in and use it whatever you want. But yeah, I feel like I probably need to put a lot more time into it. I think I would have put more time into it if I went down the road, if I went did what I was originally gonna do, and just go and just kind of have two separate videos, like the Modern Warfare review and a video on Warzone. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. I'm just gonna keep it at that. So yeah. So that's been my review for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Um, yeah, I think overall, again, I've had a lot of fun playing this game. I'm still having a lot of fun playing this game. Um, Compared to last year's CODs, like I think I've already put more time into it than I did than for Vanguard. I've already put more time into it, and I think I'm still gonna put a lot more time into it. I think the fact that it's got 2 years until the next new Call of Duty game comes out, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect for the series where it needs to take a bit of a break, like 1 year, at least 1 year out of not doing the same yearly cycle. But I think overall it's definitely worth buying, and it's definitely worth um, trying out. So I'm gonna go back to playing it again because I really want to play it. I really want to play it. So yeah, I'm gonna go leave my usual outro. So yeah, if you've made it this far, obviously like, subscribe, and all the same things you hear every other YouTuber say. And yeah, if you if you may if you want to, there's a link to my Twitch in the description. You might catch me streaming MW2. It's probably going to be like some horror game. It's going to be like Dead by Daylight or maybe Resident Evil. But you never know. But yeah. Um, but yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.